Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we'll learn how to speak without hesitation. But before we start, I want to ask you a quick question. Do you hesitate when speaking in your native language as well? Or is it so that you only hesitate or you only become nervous when speaking in English? These two problems are somewhat similar but somewhat different as well. What I mean to say is they coincide, but the approaches towards solving these issues is slightly different. So tell me, what is your answer? Do you hesitate when speaking in your native language as well? If your answer is yes, then my friend, your issue is that you lack self-confidence or you become nervous. I know you have heard this countless times, but hear me out. When you speak in your native language, you are saying you become nervous then as well. But there is no question of you not knowing how to put your thoughts into words, right? So the issue is that you don't believe in what you are saying, or you don't believe in what you're going to say, or even worse, you are scared of what the other person is going to think. I want you to think of another example. If a dog is chasing you, then your brain tells you to run as fast as you can, right? But the opposite is also true. If you're just telling your brain that a ghost is chasing you, then also you'll run very fast. So your brain reacts to what you say to it. So I want you to practically use this example in your speaking. When you are going to speak, I want you to do two things. First is take a deep breath because it actually calms your mind. Think about it. People are living on Himalayas, people are living on high mountains just with the help of their unique breathing patterns. So, how much effect can breathing properly have on your mind? Take time to breathe in and breathe out. Now, this might seem like a yoga lecture, but it is practical. So the first thing is that you have to breathe in and breathe out. The second thing is that you have to smile. And this is why I told you that example. Once you smile, it automatically tells your brain that this is a pleasant situation. So first, when you are nervous, you are sweating, your brain was taking all those examples. Yes, I am right. This is a nervous situation. I need to be alert. But now you're smiling and your brain is confused. It says, okay, maybe this is not that big of a deal. So you're going to smile and you're going to breathe in and breathe out, right? So this was point number one. Point number second is to stop thinking that the world is revolving around you. Now this might seem a bit rude, but try to understand. Whenever you think if you go on the stage and you make a mistake, the world will explode. Or maybe not even going on stage. If you think you talk to your neighbor in English and if you say anything wrong, the world will explode. If you think like that, then you're really overestimating yourself. Nobody cares. So if you make a mistake or two, it doesn't matter. If you don't believe me, hear this story. So, once there was a bird and it sat on a branch. There was a beautiful view, it was feeling safe from animals and all that, so it became very comfortable on the branch. As soon as the bird started being comfortable, strong winds came by and the tree was swinging hard. So if you were that bird, what would be your first reaction? You would be nervous, right? Because what happens if this branch falls? But the bird wasn't nervous. Why? Because it knew it had wings. It knew the consequences well. If the branch falls, the bird still had wings, it could use that to fly and it could rest on another branch as well. So know your consequences. Before you start speaking, evaluate. What if I fumble in this presentation? How is that going to affect me? Most probably it won't matter after 2 days, because once you think like that, then maybe you won't fumble at all. So, what is the crux of this? For those who fumble, both while speaking in their native language and in English, you are overestimating yourself. Okay? So stop overthinking, and next time you want to speak in English, be a little more calm. But that's not all. Now listen to what I'm saying to those other people who said they only hesitate while speaking in English. Those points are helpful for you as well. Okay? So now coming to you guys. Those who only hesitate while speaking in English. Why? Why do you hesitate? You don't know? Let me tell you. If you are a very confident speaker in your native language, then you lack content. If you don't know what to speak when speaking in English, then you don't know what to say. You are forcing yourself to say something when you don't know what you want to say. I know there are some exceptions, but mostly it's so. So, what I want you to do is prepare your content beforehand. I started speaking on stage, my trainer told me that you do not need to have a full fledged script, just have some fillers and some points, bullet points that you know you want to cover in your speech. I said okay, but it was not working for me because I was not able to fill those gaps with relevant fillers. The fillers seemed all over the place. So I stopped listening to him, and what I did was I prepared a speech. I wrote down everything. Like, here I am going to ask people to clap. If they clap, then I'll say this. If they don't clap, then I'll say this. So I had my content prepared. Of course, I did prepare those bullet points and those fillers as well. What I mean to say is, have your content ready for every situation. For example, if you don't want to speak on stage, you don't want to deliver a presentation, you just want to learn speaking English without hesitation in your day to day life, then be prepared for every situation. If I see someone I haven't met in years, then I will say that. I haven't seen you in years. How have you been? Okay? So I have to be prepared with what I am going to say in all different situations. Of course, as I have shared in my previous videos, when you are learning English, try to speak lesser than others. Do not force yourself to speak. Because then, if the other person gives you an expression of disgust, that is going to scar you. So, do not give them that opportunity. Speak less and be well prepared. Then, if they give you the look of disgust, then you know what you have to think. You have to think about the consequences. You are a bird. Even if the wind is flowing, you know how to fly. Even if they are giving you an expression of disgust, you know what you are doing. You are learning English, and over time, you will be better than them, right? Now, here is a golden tip. When I was doing my business mentorship in Australia, I met some great professors, scholars, and scientists. But the crux of what I learned there was how to deliver a pitch. So, a pitch is when you tell someone about your idea. What I learned was, first you have to tell them the problem. Grab their attention in the first 30 seconds. Bombard them with problems. They have to think, why did I not think about that? So, why did I not realize it's such a big issue? Force them to connect on an emotional level. There's a problem. We need to solve that. The next step, as soon as they realize there's a problem that needs to be solved, you tell them that you have already solved that. So, give them your idea or give them your product details, but these have to be very brief. So they have to be curious about what you were saying. Don't give everything right away here, right? So now problem, brief description of the problem, then brief description about your product or about your idea. In the third part, present the proof. So there's no doubt. What you were saying, give stats for that. Give stats for how your product is going to help it, and give stats for the problem, how big the problem is, and also mention the sources. And do not have Wikipedia as your source. Give relevant sources of information, or if you are in an organization, give them references from what you have found. Show them data, show them your dashboard. Okay? And the last step or the conclusive step is tell them why only you. Why is your solution the best? Okay, that is how you pitch something. So this was about presentation. If in a group discussion you are trying to be relevant, then you can go step by step. You know what I have observed? Whenever there's a group discussion, there's always that one guy who tries to say everything in the one go, and then he's like, I'm done, I'm not going to say anything else. nothing sounds more lame than him, because first, it seems like he had memorized all those points, and second, he is not willing to listen. So, whenever you are speaking in a group, first listen to others, then say, yes, this is a problem. So, tell them, yes, this is a problem, then listen to what they are saying. And you can combine what everybody has said. Okay? So, that's all about how to speak without hesitation. If you liked this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. My goal right now is 50,000 subscribers. I do know that that's a bit over ambitious, but I believe in you guys, you will subscribe. So tell me what you want to see next in the comment section down below, and I would love to make that. Thank you and have a nice day.